And we are live with another episode of Unsung Heroes. What's up, Brad?
Not too much, just living.
Yeah,
Last couple of days have been a little bit of a whirlwind. We heard about Wyatt Teller getting close contacted and sent me in a bit of a spiral, but we're here.
nice. Yeah. And we're definitely live on YouTube, but I am not 100% sure if we're live on Twitter. So let me double check what's going on, and then we can get to it. Let some people jump in here.
Right.
Yeah, it was like just an issue with like the connecting the accounts. So
Mm.
it was connected to mine. You know what? I like want to go like mess with it right now, but like I probably just shouldn't. I should just leave it alone. Yeah, yeah.
God, I'm so mad I didn't start K-Makers this week in my home league.
Oh, dude.
Kicking myself right now.
What was the other options though?
I'm starting Kamara, Gaskin, and Swift.
Or
I'm
Gaskins.
banking on Swift.
Dude, that's man. And only if like Cam didn't play tonight too, because if like
Yeah.
Swift ends up getting rolled out, then at
If
least
if
you have that.
if he gets ruled out, I'm gonna throw in Ayuk. Um,
Yeah, right on.
I played Ty last week with Paulie's suggestion. I actually benched Kamara last week and played Ty,
Oh man.
which I then
Did that
also
work out?
started Miles Sanders, which
Freaking Miles,
sucked.
man. Fucking Miles. Well, at least we'll be touching on a little bit the Eagles tonight. And yeah, I know all of our Eagles fans out there are feeling it, man.
Me and myself included. We'll get into a little bit. We'll obviously this year's shot, but next year's we'll talk about that later. The Periscope getting up there.
So I know it's connected to the it's supposed to be connected to the Undroppables account, but I've not seen it pop up. We're definitely live 100% on YouTube. We lost our one viewer that jumped in there. You can see the thing. But yeah,
Oops.
let me get this tweet out, and then we should be cool to cruise. So line D line jobs for first round of the fantasy playoffs. Undroppables. Boom. Boom. All right. Tagged you. Tag you are it. Double squad. Share that there. Let's fucking go. Undroppables. Yeah, it's just not showing up. I don't know why. It's not showing up on the Undroppables site. On the profile. Yeah, I'll get that fixed. I'll definitely get it fixed for
Yeah.
next week.
That's all right.
I
I can jump in the YouTube.
Yep, and I had to email Twitter to get that fixed, and I thought they did because it said it was able to connect the Undroppables account, but clearly that's not
Clearly it
really
hasn't.
working. Yeah, I don't know. It's a finicky little thing there. That fucking Periscope. They should make it a lot easier for everyone to get their fucking stream on. View profile settings. Connected. Oh, okay. I see us on Periscope.
I better hide.
Oh, interesting. We're on Periscope, but and now I'm getting like extra feedback. Let's see. If tweet that. I'm gonna tweet that Periscope link and see what happens. Oh, there we are. Okay, the Periscope link is working, and you should be able to jump right on in through Twitter. but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. We'll see who gets in here. And yeah, you ready to get at it?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's hit that intro
Hit that
vid and
intro.
get us started. What's up, everyone? I'm Tommy Moe, back with another edition of Unsung Heroes with my good friend Brad Wire, the king of all things offensive line. And we are here for week 14, the first week of the fantasy football playoffs, to bring you the best offensive line and defensive line matchups for this week to help you smash week 1. It's a brand new season, folks. Week 1 of the playoffs is here. You made it. Congratulations. You're here. You've done it. But the task, the work is not over. And that's why we're here to bring you some more great matchups for this week to let you know who you should start and who you should possibly sit for offensive line and defensive line. And that's why we're here. Brad, what's up, man? Great to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. The news that we've gotten about Wyatt Teller's got me scared a little bit about my Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunts. But the other thing with that is that Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams are back, but you just got to roll your studs. That's part of the game.
That's
part of the playoffs.
Yep. It's not time to get cute. It's time to add the right pieces, but it's not time to get cute because it
might be time to get QT.
Oh, Kiki Kuti. Yeah, I'm liking what he did last week, and it's one or done season now. Once you're out, and you're not even competing for the toilet bowl at this point because you made the playoffs and then you lost your first round. And congratulations to the teams out there that got that first round bye. You did it. You get to relax this week. That's definitely me in a couple leagues, so I'm just kicking it. I'm not even worried about who to add, who to start, but. Before we get to the rest of the unsung heroes of the NFL, which are, if you missed it last week, the unsung heroes are someone who does great deeds, but gets little to no recognition for it. And in football, the linemen who battle in the trenches are the unsung heroes that make the biggest impact on the game. And so we're here to talk about those unsung heroes this week, brought to you by the Undroppables. Make sure you go out there and follow all the Undroppables on Twitter at the Undroppables and the whole crew, and brought to you as well by Monkey Knife Fight. When you go and sign up for Monkey Knife Fight, use the promo code UND for Undroppables and get 100% match on any deposit over $10 or more, up to $50. And so, yeah, and I think that's all our sponsors right now. 2-on-1 Fantasy Sports is producing this, but yeah, we're here with the 2-on-1 crew and the Undroppable Squad to bring you unsung heroes for week 14. And so to kick us off, Brad, why don't you give us a little recap of week 13?
So we'll do what we always do is we hit the last week, see how we did, what good we did, what bad we did, where we missed, where we hit. Couple of mine on the O-line advantage last week, I had the Titans lined up against the Browns. We all know how that went. Baker hit a few big plays. The Browns hit a few big plays in general. Chubb had a few big runs like he's been known for this year. And I did say last week that it could have gone either way. Both of those teams had a pretty good matchup, but I did lean the Titans just because of what I thought Myles Garrett was going to not do because of him coming back from COVID. He did get a snack, but you could definitely tell that he was winded a bit.
Yeah, we were worried about that too.
Yep.
I remember, I was listening back, and that was the big concern. Can he really be at game speed back from COVID? And you could tell, right?
He like I said, he did get one. I think he grazed some fingertips on another one, but he definitely was not his true game-breaking self going up against the third string left tackle. But they still put out that dub, and we got disappointed by Derrick Henry. So I'll take the L on that one. But I'm going to take the dub on the Colts though this week.
Oh
with
yeah.
some JT love.
Oh yeah.
Because dude is just he's a game breaker. They finally started using him in I single back,
Yep.
hitting gaps, instead of going east west out of the gun. That stuff, even the one out of the gun was an inside north south play.
Yep.
They're getting him involved in the passing game. He's finally getting the weighted snap share that we've been looking for. Now, if he could just put it in a full game,
Yep.
Frank Reich, not
Yep.
give him just three carries in the first half like an idiot.
Hey, he
we'll
listened. He listened last week, right? Remember, he is a subscriber to the podcast, and he did listen
here
last week. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Frank? Make sure again, give JT those carries, buddy.
Dukes, we'll get our sleep. This one will be quick. It'll be quick. I promise. Going on the D line on Tommy Moe's matchups here, he had the Saints as an advantage and the Packers against an advantage. We all know how the Saints game went. The Falcons, it looked a little more cleaned up for the Falcons, but it's just too much to overcome with Jordan and Hendrickson and all those. Onyemata got in there a few times, I think. It's they're just a dominant force heading into the playoffs. They get the Eagles this week, who I think Tommy will talk about a little bit later in their matchup. But Saints just killed it. And obviously we know how the Green Bay game went. I'm going to spare my feelings a little bit for right now. I'll talk to that a little bit later. But yeah, they absolutely killed it.
It's rough out here for Eagles fans lately.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. Like I said, the season right now is shot. Right now they're just trying to see what we have with Hurts, and hopefully Fulgham will start getting some reps over Alshon's dead corpse.
Yep.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Dead men walking over there with Alshon. I mean, as an Eagles fan, are you excited about Jalen Hurts taking over, or do you still want to see some more Carson and feel that he should at least like finish out the season?
As an Eagles fan, obviously you always root for who's on the field, but I've always believed in Carson.
Yeah,
I think he's got it. I think he's just gun shy right now. He can't trust his line. The receivers that he's getting out there, he had barely having practice with Alshon and not knowing where they're going to be all the time. It's just like it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna see that same thing with Jalen, especially against the Saints this week.
Definitely gonna be a tough matchup. Throwing the new kid out there. At least he can run. I think I put a tweet out there like, I know Doug Peterson is excited. Was it Miles Sanders too? Was praising Jalen Hurts, and that's great. But he's still gonna have the same offensive line issues, and thank God the kid can run because he's gonna be on the run with the Saints coming after him.
There was another tweet that where Doug Peterson talked about how he wanted to get him on rollouts and lean on the run game, and it's like, why didn't you do that for Carson the whole freaking year? That's
what we needed.
So are you like coaching against Carson or what? I don't know. I'm just, as far as this year, I'm less emotionally invested now because I know there's no way they're getting back into the playoffs. So I'll still watch the game. I'll still support them. But I'm done being emotionally in it for this year. I've moved on to next year.
And sometimes that's why it's better to be, like a fantasy football fan or analyst. Is you can.
There's something else to look forward to.
Yes, and it's hard to be unbiased, but you can look at other stuff and not worry about how your team's doing as much because you can just at least still concentrate on your players, guys you have on your team, unless you're a total homer and you drafted all your favorite players from your team. So hopefully that didn't happen, especially this year with the Eagles.
I grabbed Sanders in a few spots, still holding out hope. But what I am doing though is I'm buying the dip on Sanders in the offseason. Obviously some leagues the trade deadline is crossed, but I'm buying the dip on Sanders. I don't think their O-line situation is as dire as it sounds for right now. They got an absolute stud in Mailata right now, who's playing lights out at left tackle. I'll talk about him a little later. They got Dillard coming back at left tackle. Who knows where he's going to be at? I know he was struggling a bit in camp, but if he put on a little bit of weight last year, if he can bulk up a little bit more, settle down a little bit more, maybe they can move Mailata inside to a guard spot. They still have Isaac Seumalo at left guard. Jason Kelsey is still there at center. So if Mailata would move to right guard and they get Lane back, that's a top half line right there to me. And it would just set up Miles for more success. And you can get him right now way cheaper than you were at the beginning of the season. So
absolutely. Yeah. Buy the dip for sure, especially those frustrated managers or people that that's a great thing too about playing sometimes in Twitter leagues, guys from Twitter, is that, you can check their tweets, and if they're tilting on a player, you can go take advantage. And, someone that's just pissed that like Miles isn't doing it. Definitely buy the dip. We definitely always say that here at the Undroppables. You want to buy low and sell high at all times whenever you can, unless you're going, in a win now situation, you're just going to go for it and spend whatever you need to do to get that championship. But Miles is not the guy that you're going to want to do it, but you can possibly get a nice trade for Miles and get a piece that's going to help you win that trophy this year. And so, I just got a separate message from Stoner to you, Brad. He just wants you to make sure you put on some sleeves next time that we do this live stream.
I didn't know sleeves were required.
Definitely not, bro.
I got a shirt on. That's required.
Hey, I'm usually the same way with you, but I'm just trying to rock my Raider gear this week because we pulled out the last minute win.
My house is hot. I bought a ham at Aldi's, one of those. I bought one of those Thanksgiving hams.
Yes.
Made a ham today, just because why not?
Yeah, why not?
It was $20 for 10 pounds of ham. That's a steal.
That's a steal.
And leftovers for days.
And for anyone listening right now, listening later when it turns into a podcast, if you're on the stream, please go follow Brad Wire, because you're not just going to get great offensive line content, great tweets about fantasy football. You're not also just going to get the exclusive offensive line rankings that Brad puts out on the undroppables.com. You're also going to get some fantastic lifestyle content with bringing you his secrets to
them food hacks.
To the food hacks from the subgroup of the Undroppables known as the Unpick-Uppables. And we always try to get those great food hacks to maximize your dollar whenever you're at any of your good food eats, or you're just at the store and you're trying to make some awesome grub.
Yep, I gotta try some Duke's mayonnaise. I've never had that before. I got a shout out on that. One of the quote tweets there. So I'll pick that up. I think it's at the Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Instead of going to Aldi's. So
yeah, switch it up.
Let's keep this thing rolling here. So
let's do it.
Obviously, you guys want to win this week. A couple of injury news pieces up front here. Teron Armstead is coming back. He just got activated off the COVID list for the Saints here, so he's coming back at left tackle. Good news for those Kamara shares, because we saw them actually balance out Taysom Hill last week. So hopefully with them, he's definitely needed against the Eagles because their D-line is no joke. But it should be a lot better for them this week. Thanks for joining again, Gemmo. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Gemmo. What's up, buddy?
Marquise Pouncey, I think you had talked about him in the group chat last week. You saw that he was out again. Yep. He's possibly to get activated again this week. Hopefully nice. he can come back, because they've been a little hurting. You can tell that they're dinking dunking a lot more with him out of the lineup. I don't think they trust Hosenhauser or whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce their backup's name, to be honest. Another good one this
props
week.
on the Polynesian pronunciations though of the Eagles offense line. I appreciate that, bro.
I'm trying.
Mailata, yeah, dude.
Seumalo. You'll have to learn me on the Penei Sewell.
Penei Sewell.
I got it.
I'm not 100% about the last name, because Sewell is not a very common Samoan last name. So I'm not really sure where that comes from because both of his parents are very much Samoan, but there's a lot of German influence in the Samoan Islands. So that's where you get last names like Schwenke. You see some of those Schwenke guys out there. They're all Samoan, even though they have that like German last name.
All right. That's knowledge. The more you know.
Free nuggets, baby.
All right. So Pen A. Moving on to Tommy's favorite team here. We got Trent Brown. He's actually practicing.
Nice.
There are some reports of him actually starting in week 14. So, I wish Josh Jacobs was here. I don't know. Have you seen anything about Josh Jacobs at all?
I have not. I've not gotten an update, and
we'll have to check out that injury tracker that Adam's running. I'm not sure if he's done an update on this yet, but
yes.
I'm sure by the time this is done in podcast form, something will be out there.
Yes, and to interject, because that's a great time to plug the injury tracker by Dr. Adam Hutchinson, the real fantasy PT out there, the best fantasy football related doctor in the game, hitting you with the injury tracker on theundroppables.com, where we got a ton of exclusive content at an all-inclusive price of free $99, and go and get your tracker on, as long as the awesome contract database that our man Dan from AWL Sabermetrics curates every year. Definitely both of those resources are invaluable for any sort of dynasty player, fantasy football player in general. Make sure you go out there and check it out.
And to continue on here, one of the old Eagles, Stefan Wisniewski, as we call him, Wiz.
The Wiz kid.
He had some injury troubles with the Steelers this year. He got signed with them in the offseason, got cut a couple weeks ago, ended up signing with the Chiefs. He has a chance to start this week, I'm guessing, at left guard, one of the guard spots either way. I don't know how much of an improvement he would be, but it's something to look out for because he was with them last year in the playoffs for their run, so at least it provides depth if someone were to go down. I know I talked about this a little bit on Twitter. Ben Garland, he would be the center coming back for the 49ers. He's not slated to come back this week, I don't think. I think he's targeting more week 15, so second week. Hopefully by then we see someone start leading the 49ers backfield so we can actually utilize that because, starting Jeff Wilson's fun.
Honestly, rolling the figure it out who the hell is going to be get the carries there, and I think I always thought I was gonna write an article about that a couple of years ago. It was just like those running back by committee teams, like they're fine sometimes if it works, but then if you're left with a team like the Niners who are just rolling out anybody at any given week, you're just playing the guessing game. That's going to be tough, but getting the offensive line back is definitely going to help. Get them back to full speed.
Yeah, them they got to figure out McGlinchey, but Ben Garland would be a big help.
Yeah.
I tweeted this earlier. Jonah Williams, the left tackle for the Bengals, that was rough.
That hurts my heart.
He missed all of last season with a pec injury, and the way Zach Taylor made it sound, it wasn't as devastating as it looked. He said he could have returned if there was more games left in the season. So hopefully he gets cleared pretty early on in the offseason and has an actual offseason. One of the ones that I think might actually have a little bit of an impact this week is Brandon Linder. He's the center for the Jaguars. And one thing that I noticed, it might have been a little bit of game script, but there was also the entire fourth quarter left when he actually went down. James Robinson, after he actually got hurt, he had 4 carries for 4 yards and a touchdown, excluding that one 15-yard run that he had when the Vikings were playing prevent defense at the end of the fourth quarter. So 5 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown. And he had 1 target for 4 yards. And that was when actually Dare Ogunbowale had 1 carry, which is the first time that any running back for the Jaguars has gotten a carry in like weeks.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact stat. I think Paulie tweeted about that. But yeah, I mean, that one is one I'm keeping an eye on. I always forget who they're playing this week. They're playing Tennessee. They're playing Tennessee. And I think they come out angry a little bit this week. And I don't know. I'm like, I don't have a whole lot of James Robinson, but that one scares me a little bit. Their replacement center, his name is Tyler Shatley. He wears number 69, and I just hope he doesn't shat to bed. So
yeah, it's got a good number. But to be honest, I don't know a lot of good football players that actually wear 69. I mean, I think it's kind of funny, and they actually suck most of the time.
Right. All right. So to keep. Yes.
Update on Josh Jacobs. He is still questionable, but he did return to practice today, a limited practice on that ankle. We're just gonna have to keep watching that injury tracker because he may be okay, but if he doesn't practice tomorrow, I think tomorrow's practice on Friday. Whenever this podcast comes out, Friday's practice will be real indicative if he's actually going to play this Sunday or not.
Yep.
And if he doesn't, don't start Devontae Booker. We told you last week,
do not do that.
Start Devontae Booker.
Even if Trent Brown plays, do not start Devontae Booker.
Nope. Just yeah.
I think I predicted him to have 3.6 points. What did he get? Like 5.3?
Yeah, it was pretty close. It was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. I was listening back to the pod the other day, and I was just chuckling to myself, like, oh, fucking Brad called it. Should have listened to the show.
Should have listened. These offensive defensive line guys know nothing. So we'll keep talking to the void. We're doing it for fun. Doing it for fun.
Yeah. And we hope you're joining us, or we hope you're listening. But hey, if you don't, it's on you. That's cool, man. We're still going to talk. We're still going to drop those knowledge, those free nuggets, and we're going to record everything, put it out under the 2-on-1 Fantasy Sports Podcast. You'll just see Unsung Heroes there. And you can find this podcast and all the great Undroppables podcasts on any platform that you download podcasts on by just searching The Undroppables. And all 4 podcasts will show up: Unscripted, The Undrafted, Unmatched, and 2-on-1 Fantasy Sports, featuring Unsung Heroes.
Killing it. Now we are on to week 14. I wish we had some of Dave's Unmatched sound bites to keep us moving along.
I'll start adding those. Yeah.
Those are legit.
Yeah. Great producer right there.
He kills it. So my first offensive line advantage this week has to be Tampa Bay going against Minnesota. They got eaten alive. They've been getting eaten alive. Their secondary has picked up a little bit. Cam Dancer is playing a little bit better, but it doesn't change what they're doing up front. So, and Tampa Bay, I got them ranked number 2 right now in my offensive line rankings. I think I bumped down. Let's see here. Yep, they're number 2 right now. It's just a rolling week for them. A lot of people are asking about Godwin and Gronk and stuff with Mike Evans out now, but I think this one is more of a Rojo, possibly even Fournette game.
Yes.
I think Rojo is going to dominate here.
Yes.
And
that's a great DFS start this week, man. That's a great DFS start. Yeah. I know you don't play DFS. I'm sorry. I'm just like,
no, I can play some DraftKings, but my account is at 0. So
you want me to send you some bucks?
I play them. I used to play them 10-cent contests until I lost out on those. But without Monkey Knife Fight, I'm kind of lost. So
hey, don't hate on those 10-cent games, man. I know our good friend Dr. Rish. He smashes on those 10 cents, and he's actually won a decent amount of money. He gets the right picks. He's just not making very much from it.
Well, tell him to get out of there because I need my 50 cents so I can keep doing these. So yeah, I think even Fournette gets in on the action a little bit here and crushes. Like I said, Tristan Wirfs last week is in that All-Pro segment. He's been crushing it, and everywhere else up front, Ali Marpet, Ryan Jensen, Donovan Smith. Their line is just one of the most complete lines this year, along with Cleveland. Overall. So I know you had your Tampa Bay matchup as well, so we'll kick that off right to you. Yeah,
so it's just going to be a complete shit show for Minnesota the way we're talking about it, because offensive line is taking advantage. Defensive line is going to take advantage because that defensive line is one of the best. Is top 5, number 5 actually in adjusted sack rate with 34 sacks on the year. And and that's just not on the pass rush, but the run stopping is phenomenal too. They're actually top 3. They're the 3rd ranked in adjusted line yards. And where's our stuff rate? Stuff rate top 5 at 23% stuff rate. So
that's something that Ndamukong Suh shares, and I mean Devin White's been all over the place too.
Yep.
That linebacker, but up front there,
yeah, that box.
Yeah,
that box is formidable, and it's Dalvin Cook. So that's the hard part, right? We're gonna talk about, it's a bad offensive line matchup for the Minnesota Vikings, but again, it's Dalvin Cook, right? So do you still want to play him? Probably, because it's Dalvin Cook, and they'll still probably
start your studs, but
start your studs. Don't get cute. It's just don't expect it to be a huge game. So
that 30-pointer.
Yes,
last week he had a huge one last week. I wouldn't expect that.
And when you're doing roster construction, right, and we always talk about high floor, high ceiling guys, you might want to, if you're playing Dalvin Cook, because you're going to want to start Dalvin Cook, then in your flex spot, you may want to pit a nice boom player that can get you a high ceiling, because it'll kind of even out what Dalvin Cook might not get. He still might get his day because it's Dalvin Cook. But again, that offensive line is not good. And Dalvin's still managing to eat. They're all right in the run and run blocking, which is, again, good for Dalvin Cook.
I think part of that is made by Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, if you're looking at the stats,
yeah. I think they're one of I've had to rate them top 15 in rush, partially because of Dalvin Cook, partially because of their scheme, partially because they've drafted guys that are really good in the run.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of both, and but they're just horrendous in the pass pro. So it's hard for me to rank them any higher than 18, 17, something like that, because they are just atrocious.
Yeah.
24th showing
24th in adjusted sack rate, and so 25 sacks on the year, which isn't a ton of sacks, but I said with the adjusted sack rate, it's definitely much higher. And Tampa Bay is just getting after it. So it's going to be an interesting day. Justin Jefferson, we talked about on the undrafted pod as at least for me, definitely rookie of the year in my eyes. And so we're going to be a real interesting day with that run, the run game and the pass attack to see, what it's going to be like. And so I just, kind of expecting to temper expectations a little bit in that game for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. You almost have to expect a little more screen game here with the Vikings. But then again, you get Devin White and his closing speed all over the field. He's too fast to run that. So it'll be interesting to see their game plan.
Yeah.
I'm going to bump on here to the New York Giants. That's my second offensive line advantage this week. I know Steffi Smalls that is the big Giants fan.
Shout out to Steffi.
The last couple of weeks, they've ranked, I believe PFF put out a tweet. I'm not a huge PFF person, but they've actually been top 10 in pass protection rates, which has been a huge improvement over the first year. I think Andrew Thomas is settling down a lot. Obviously, he didn't do well the first quarter of the season, first half of the season, first 3 quarters of the season almost. But he's putting it together a lot more now. Their line is a lot more complete now that they've actually had some continuity a little bit. I'm bumping them up to, let's see here.
Yeah, where do you have them?
I just redid my overall rankings today. I bumped them, where?
23.
Right now, I bumped them up to 21. Andrew Thomas is playing a lot better. Cameron Fleming, the other tackle, has been playing a lot better. That's part of it. And I love Kevin Zeiler because he's from Wisconsin too. So he's been their rock that's held them together last year, especially. So I think now that they've gotten a little bit of continuity, it's going to be a lot better. Wayne Gallman should have a pretty good game. Hopefully Daniel Jones returns again. Look at that injury tracker from Adam on the Indroppable site. But I think we could be looking at a pretty good ground game here from Wayne Gallman, who I think they lean on him a little bit and grind down, keep the ball out of Kyler's hands a little bit.
You're not going to lean on Colt McCoy, I'll tell you that. I mean,
no.
And Darius Slayton, it just Gosh,
He was
I don't
killing
want to
me.
say I was completely wrong about Darius. It just, I think situations kind of changed a little bit, and
He's been a lot more boom bust than I thought he would
man,
be. I thought he'd be a lot more of the consistent
and the
type.
busts have been bad, like
Yeah,
0 points, or like
yeah,
0 targets or 2 targets and no catches. Like
yeah.
that's
Last
just
week he had one catch, I think, for like 14 yards, and
terrible.
that was like the fourth quarter
Yeah,
where he got one. I may be
yeah.
thinking of DJ Shark because I think he had the same game, but he killed me too a little bit.
It's just sad.
Um,
I need
yep.
to change my header. Like, hey, Minshew Brofist out there for your mark. Go, can I go update my header and
Give me some
just
new
X
stuff.
him out? You don't even need to take him out. Just throw an X in front of his face because, God dang, that was terrible.
I think you were keeping it in the NFC East here with that. After the Giants here, who do you have next?
Yeah, I got the Washington football team going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Mr. Fantasy Football Stoner's favorite football team, the 49ers. I believe he's still listening out there, texting me, talking
We had a lot of
shit.
Niners fans in the
We
group.
do. That is true. The Dropables do like the 49ers.
It's
Hey,
like
I'm not going to hate. I grew up a 49ers fan. I really did. It's just, when if you guys remember history, when all that kind of bullshit went down with Jeff Garcia back in the day, them trying to just like say he was gay and like they didn't want him to have him on the team. I was like, I'm done. This is stupid. That guy can still play it. I don't know if you remember that. It was right before he
dude, I
went to the
love Jeff
Philadelphia
Garcia.
Eagles. It was right when
Jeff Garcia's a fucking man.
the fucking man. And he went to the Eagles and he fucking kicked
Bald.
ass. Balled the fuck out. And then I was like, what the fuck are they doing? So I just hop ship across the bay and it's been Raiders ever since, baby.
Ever since.
But anyway, Washington football team going up against the 49ers, Washington, top 4 adjusted sack rate. We saw how they balled the fuck out last week against who was that?
Pittsburgh.
Against Pittsburgh. A nice offensive line. Gave them that fucking, pretty integral in that win, in that upset win.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely was seeing it coming thanks to some friends on Twitter, but that we saw what Montez Sweat can do. He's finally really turning it on this year using that super fast 4.4 speed or 4.3 whatever it was in the NFL draft.
Killing it.
Yeah, add the Chase Young in there.
I did the AMA earlier at the FF Discord.
Yeah,
he was my second year All-Star player that I chose. I got a question about which second year player in the first round drafted in 2019 was going to be the biggest rise this year.
Oh yeah,
Montez Sweat
for sure. Agreed.
Killing
it, absolutely. I think you can make an argument too for like DK Metcalf, but like no one, everyone's was on DK.
He'd already shown a little bit.
People 100% forgot about Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
I did a profile on him coming out as a prospect, so I was always high on him, and then thought actually the Raiders should have drafted Montez. But they got who they got. Farrell has had good games himself, and so has Max Crosby. So I can't really hate on that. And then passing on Montez Sweat, but Montez Sweat's phenomenal. That entire defensive line, that entire defensive squad is phenomenal too. So top 4 adjusted sack rate with 36 sacks on the year. Definitely, they've been top 4 the entire season. Sometimes the top defensive line unit in the league. And then conversely, going against the Niners, Niners themselves have a good offensive line. It's just their run blocking hasn't been phenomenal. Their pass blocking has been a little bit better. Brad, I don't have your fully updated rankings, but
I think let me see.
14 overall last time I could see here.
I think I bumped him up just a little bit this week. Out of like, oh no, I had him. They're staying at 14.
Staying at 14.
Yeah, it's hard to drop them.
It is, and their quality.
Yeah, because of Trent Williams and Lincoln Tomlinson, it's hard to drop them too far. But the poor play of McGlinchey is going to come back to haunt him, right? Especially this week, I think. It's just tough.
And they've shown that it doesn't matter. You can go up against one of the best offensive line units, in the game, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and put a hurt on them. And so, I think, without a full up to strength, offensive unit as a whole for the San Francisco 49ers, the Redskins, or the football team, excuse me with that one, the football team.
Do a video apology.
I'm sorry for using an out-of-date term on our live stream. but the football team is I just I kind of I knew they were going to be amazing coming into the season. A lot of people that I follow were high on them, but yeah, they've almost exceeded expectations, especially like you said with Montez Sweat coming on hot his second year.
Rivera's put it together. I give them props. They've definitely put it together.
Yeah,
We're
I like it. So
staying in.
that's I mean, and it. Are you going to do a third? Because I just want to touch on someone else that's going to
Yeah, no,
smash.
go.
But
Go.
and it's just the shit on your Eagles again because they're going against the Saints, and the Saints defensive line is phenomenal as well. I've talked about them so much on the show, on the article.
Like I said, I'm emotionally out.
check
so
out. But the Saints, Saints defensive line is phenomenal, and I expect them again to put a hurt on the Eagles. And I feel bad for the Eagles because they just keep going up against these amazing defensive lines almost every week.
Their schedule is rough.
Very rough.
It's bad.
Yeah.
The Saints should smash this week. I don't see Jalen Hurts doing a whole lot more than Carson did with this group. I mean, if Doug finally decides to put a game plan together that's actually decent, then maybe. But the last week's game, I think he was in there and he got sacked like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And obviously he got thrown into a fire pit and he's got a full week of practice this week. But I just don't see it. The overall their group is not good enough.
So how about who do you got for favorite matchups for this week? Individual matchups.
I'm going to Homer again a little bit. I know I'm emotionally out, but Jordan Mailata, that left tackle for the Eagles, he's going up against your All-Pro last week, Trey Hendrickson, as well as Cam Jordan.
You think he's got it? You think he'll be all right?
I think he's an anchor. He allowed he's only allowed 1 pressure and 0 sacks the last couple starts. I think PFF did another little tweet about that. I steal their stats. I don't like to use their website a whole lot, but I think
they put it out there on Twitter. That it's free at that point.
Yeah. I think they really found an actual unsung hero in Jordan Mailata. I think he was a 6th round pick or something like that. And he was a rugby player a couple years ago. So it's taken a little bit. He was definitely a project, but he's a beast up front. I think he'll shut down Cam Jordan and Trey Anderson. At least give Jalen Hurts that little bit of protection. Maybe he can get like 2.8 seconds.
He was a 7th round pick.
He was a 7th round pick.
Am I reading that right? Yeah. I'm on our lad's website right now, and I think he was a 7th round pick in 2018. Picked 233 overall.
Yep.
And now he's a starter in the league. Yeah, that's finding some value. I love it too because it says under his profile, offensive tackle, and then no college. It just says no college.
Because he played rugby. I can't remember where. I'm pretty sure it was Australia.
Probably or New Zealand or something. Australia. Yeah. Knew as little as peanuts about American football just a few months ago. That's a great line. I love our lads' website. I use them for depth charts all the time. They're super up to date and quality content.
I use them a lot in the off season.
Yeah. I kind of already talked about him a little bit, but I think my key matchups this week is Montez Sweat and Chase Young going against Mike McGlinchey and who's the guy on the other side? Trent Williams. Yeah, I think that's going to be the key matchups this week. Just seeing those edge rushers going up against some, pretty quality offensive tackles that haven't been playing phenomenally lately, but they're still good. So I think that's going to be a real key difference in that game. The interior of both offense and defensive line is kind of whatever. So I think it's the games on the outside is really what's going to make the difference.
I think that game is going to be a lot low scoring. I know obviously Washington's putting it together. Gibson's out though. I think San Francisco is going to lean on the run a lot more, but their passing game I don't think is going to be able to hit those big deep shots. Ayuk and Debo will still get involved underneath, but it's going to be a low scoring, quick pace game. Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you said that too. By the way, rest in peace. Pour one out for the real Debo, Tommy Tiny Lister out there passing away tonight, Thursday night, at only the age of 62. So you hate to see it. Not very old at all. but the guy was a great actor, and and then it cracks me up because I know people don't. There's definitely some people that don't know that Debo Samuel got, that's not even his real name, that's his nickname, and he got it from the character that Tiny played in Friday of Debo, just because he was a bully. He was a bully out there and bullies everyone all the time. So rest in peace and shout out to Debo, the real Debo. Well,
all right. Well,
is that it?
That's it, folks.
Shoot. Hey, that's how these are going to be.
Yeah.
They're going to be quick. We're just going to hit you with those hot takes. Well, I guess not really hot takes, but the hot knowledge and info that you need every week.
Listen to them on lunch while we're using my food hacks and get going.
Yep. And so again, thank you for jumping in, getting the live stream, listening to us on the pod. And make sure you go out there, follow Bradwire at BradwireFF on Twitter, and myself, Tommy Moe, at 211FFB. Make sure you follow the Undroppables on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe below. And check out the injury tracker, contract database, all the great exclusive content on the Undroppables.com for an all-inclusive price of $3.99. And make sure you use that promo code at Monkey Knife Fight to get your first deposit, $10 or more, up to $50 at 100% match. Go out, tell them that we sent you. And any other promo we're running out there, at any other place, check it out and let us know what you think. But
Jax is promoting a big Chipotle promo, but we'll save that for undrafted.
I'm just gonna say if you do it though, please record it and send it to me, and I still will send you that Venmo. But again, Brad, thank you for joining me this week. Thank me for allowing me to join you. I guess however you said that, allowing me to join you in this journey of unsung heroes. And it's
a partnership, baby.
Yeah, baby. We're the dynamic duo, and we're gonna bring you that info you need every single week. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Catch you later.